Arsenal 5, Man City 1. Let me say that one more time. Arsenal 5, Man City 1. I remember watching those days, not even that long ago, let's say, like 5 years ago, and we'd get absolutely battered every single time we'd play against Man City. I was there. I remember one game in particular, we played against City at home in probably like December or maybe early Jan, and it was snowing. They painted the lines blue, if anyone remembers that game, and we were 3-0 down at the half, getting completely outplayed. And even then, I had Aubameyang, my captain. I remember my fantasy team, even he missed a penalty. It was horrendous. But yeah, since then, I think we've definitely come a long way. In my life, I've never seen us destroy Man City the way that we have today. Obviously, it's not the same City side as the last few years, but regardless, this is a statement victory for Arsenal. Absolutely massive win. Hopefully one that can push us on for the remainder of the season. This is now definitely the tough run-in of the season. Those Elimination Champions League games are coming up, and of course now any loss, and it feels like we're just handing Liverpool the title. So an absolutely vital win, first of all, to get the 3 points, but mentally what I think that does to the rest of the team is incredible, because showing that you can come out and win 5-1, they must feel like they can beat anyone out there currently. So hopefully the boys there, they can keep that going for the rest of the season. But let's focus on the game itself. First of all, Lewis Skelly. I mean, he is the truth, right? We've spent ridiculous amounts on left backs in the last few years, when all along our best left back has been in our academy the whole time. If any of you guys who watched the pre-season games, you would have seen him. He had a very active role in those pre-season games on tour, and even then, like, you could see, he looked a good player. He looked above the rest of the academy guys, and you could feel that it could have been his breakthrough season. And it's just the confidence that he plays with. This is the most important thing for any young player, right? You have to have that confidence to believe in yourself, believe in your ability, play the way that you play, because ultimately that is what will help you progress and get better and better. And every time he plays, every time he steps on that pitch, you can see the confidence that he plays with. Even there was that one little scenario at the end there where I think it was from our corner or something, the ball's come back, he's the last man. He's got the safe option, just to play it back to Raya. He's under pressure from Nunes, it might have been, I can't remember. Yeah, he's decided to turn in, drive into the space ahead of him, play a ball forward. It's just little things like that. It shows you the confidence that he plays with. And I mean, absolutely incredible goal, of course, but his general performance, once again, amazing. And of course, his celebration. Erling Haaland, stay humble, eh? Yeah. He was saying in the last game against City that, what was it exactly? He I can't remember. He said something like, "Who are you to Lewis Skelly?" Well, today he showed you exactly who he is. Absolutely amazing goal. Like I say, it's that confidence. He drifted into that little space between the lines. Took it onto his right foot, even that on your weak foot, to have the ability to trust yourself to, take that shot on. Just a fantastic player. Other key things to talk about. If we talk about the game itself, right, I think it was very much a game of, not even of two halves, but I think when City scored, in a weird way, it turned out better for us, because in that first half, we got the early goal. And I think that actually made us play worse. I think that might have changed the game plan a little bit, because I highly doubt that before the game the tactic was to sit as deep as we did in that first half and defend. But it worked out, I guess, up to a point. But you always felt on edge, as if all City are creating these chances. We can't afford to, let them keep the ball as much as they do. And I think, eventually in the second half, they created that chance. Haaland, good header, good goal for City, to be fair. Saliba maybe should have done a little bit better there, but Haaland, of course. I mean, he is a world class striker. As much as you want to say about him, you can't deny the facts, and that is that. And I think from that moment, it was like our wake up call was like, right, we need to seriously step it up now, because we weren't great. That's the truth. That first half, sure, we could have been 2 up. Havertz should have put that chance away. Absolutely massive chance, and that's another debate in itself, of course, of we do need a striker. And I think in moments like that, it shows that we do, because any clinical finisher, I mean, you put that chance away, you put us 2-0 up. But yeah, for him, unfortunately, put that wide. But then, like I say, after we conceded, the goal straight away came from high press. You could see we were taking a risk. If Foden picks out, I think I was watching the post-match commentary there, Henry was talking about it. If Foden gets that pass off to Haaland, to whoever was up there in the front line, all of a sudden it's a 3v3, and they're right on the counter attack, and we're trying to run back and defend that. But that's how you have to play, especially at home. If you want to go on to win titles as a club, and obviously I'm not saying this from my experience, I've never seen us lift a title, but when you look at teams such as Liverpool or City in the past, at home against the big teams, you just have to go for it, right? Because if you don't, the other team will. And I feel like when we did start to press and we wanted to win the ball back higher, straight away you could see a shift in our back line. Instead of sitting as deep as we're up on at least at the edge of our box. You can see the back line pushed forward, and I think that's what we should have done from the start. But I feel like maybe that early goal played into their hands a little bit, as strange as that might sound. But then, after that second goal, I mean, it seems like City, they completely lost their heads. It was all Arsenal from then. So looking at the stats now, we scored in the 56th minute. So after the 56th minute till the 90th, I mean, it was all Arsenal, to be honest. I don't think they created any notable chances that I remember in that second half after that goal. And it was just attack after attack pretty much for us. And then we decided to keep the ball after we got a few goals. Havertz, very happy for him that he got that goal. That's what we need to see more of, because you can slate Havertz as much as you want, and at times deservedly so. Like, he's got to put that chance away, he has to. But what you don't see with him, and a lot of these reactionary fans and all these Twitter fans, that they don't see what he does. He does so much for the team. I saw a stat the other day, apart from, I can't remember who was top of the list, but he was in the top 3 for total distance covered in the Premier League in general, which for a striker, if you think about that, it is it's not really normal. It just goes to show how much work he does when he's trying to hold up the ball, trying to press from the front, even make runs to create space. He does a lot of other things that, I don't know, maybe another striker doesn't. And of course, then the argument is, well, would you want someone doing all of the work that Havertz does, or would you prefer proper number 9 who may be fine, he doesn't do all that hold-up play or doesn't do all that pressing, but he finishes those chances? That's a different question. But you have to give him credit when it's due. Absolutely excellent finish. That the run that he makes is what creates that goal for him. You see, I believe it was Martinelli who had the ball. Instead of Havertz driving through the middle, he overlaps and it makes John Stones think whether to track the run of Havertz or does he go to the ball. It just creates that little problem. And I think that run is what really makes that goal. But then, of course, he has to do the hard part, which is to finish. And he finished it absolutely excellently. So, please, no Havertz slander on the timeline, not today. Because a goal and an assist against City, I mean, sure, he missed that sitter. But apart from that, I think he played really well. What is there else to talk about? Thomas Partey today, I think, was absolutely exceptional. Genuinely, I think he could have been our man of the match. The amount of times he recovered that ball in the midfield, his progressive passes as well. But I think the key thing was he won those midfield battles today, which is what he's paid for, really. That's his main job, to win the ball and to advance it. And I thought he'd done that absolutely excellently today. There was a few chances where City could have gone on the counter-attack, but he stopped it. that I remember the first half challenge, I believe it was on Foden or Kovacic or someone, a sliding tackle that came off them, ended up being our throw-in. It's the little things like that. But I think he was absolutely outstanding today, Thomas Partey. So you've got to give him his credit. And then, of course, the last goal, Ethan Nwaneri. I mean, is it too early to say that he's got a higher ceiling than Bukayo Saka, right? Is that an outrageous statement to make? Because he's 17. It's ridiculous. Like, it makes me feel so old. He's 4 years younger than me, right? He's 17 and he plays as if he's been at the top level for years. Every time he gets the ball, he wants to drive, he wants to take on players, he wants to shoot. Like Lewis Skelly, that's the confidence that you need, and it's the confidence that puts those young players apart from your other ones. If you look at any good young player out there at the moment, they play with that confidence, and Nwaneri certainly does not shy away from that. Absolutely incredible goal as well. I mean, he's got that cut-in long shot to the far corner. He's slowly starting to make that his trademark move there. He's very good at that. Maybe Saka taught him that, but that just looks like something he's been doing for years. And genuinely, he's just an excellent player. I wanted him to start today, to be honest. But maybe it was the right call to bring him off the bench. I mean, his impact is always good whenever he comes on. So, yeah, all in all, a 5-1 performance against City. I mean, I did expect us to win. But 5-1, I feel like that is a statement victory from Arsenal today, you know. But like I say, most important thing is we need to keep that going. We must continue this form for the rest of the season. If I pull up the our next fixtures, just give me 1 second. So of course, we've got the midweek game against Newcastle in the Carabao Cup. That'll be an interesting one. Of course, we are 2-0 down. It'll be interesting to see how strong our team is for that one, because I personally wouldn't like us to put out a weaker team there, but I do expect some rotation. I do want us to go for it, because if we get one, we could be right back in there. But then if we look at the league, we've got Leicester away next to. I mean, that's a must-win game. You can't be dropping points against Leicester. West Ham at home. Forest away will be a tough one, and then United away after that. I mean, we don't have the easiest run of fixtures, but if we want to be serious about, you know, winning a title this season, these are all must-win games. It seems like every game now to the end of the season is a must-win game. But yeah, one game at a time. Massive result against City. And I guess all I've got to say is stay humble.